Hello guys, welcome back to Cartooning with Paul. Today I'm going to show you how to draw Tom and Jerry, so come on, let's get started. Hello guys, welcome back. Today, in honor of the new movie that's in theaters today, we're going to draw the classic characters Tom and Jerry, so let's just dive in. Okay, so now before we start, we need to know that Tom comes in at 4 heads high. So if I draw a circle here and I take my finger and my thumb and I measure 2, 3, that'll be the bottom of his torso. And then 4, that's going to take up a whole lot of room. So let's make that circle a little smaller here. We're drawing lightly. I can erase this later. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. I'm going to put that line in for the bottom of his torso. And then come down here to find the floor. So we're going to draw him on a 3/4 angle this way. So I'm going to draw that vertical axis line just like this. And then I'm going to draw his horizontal axis line. I'm going to angle it downward here like that. And now from there, I'm going to take this horizontal line and I'm going to throw in an oval shape like this. That's going to give me the shape for his cheeks. And the fur that's going to come off the cheek just like that. All right, so now I'm going to give him a line of action. So as you know, the line of action kind of acts like his spinal column. So I'm going to draw it in like this. And then I'm going to draw in a circle about this big, and then a circle about that big. And then what I'll do is I will connect them to give me a rough idea of his body, his torso. Okay? The drawing I'm using for reference has him with his hand on his hip. So you notice I start with the hand, and then I kind of meet the arms at the elbow. So now that I've got that in, I'm going to figure out his neck, which really, you don't see a lot of his neck. Depends on his actions, but he's just standing still. And actually, I think we need to give him a little bit more of a chest here. Yeah. Yes, that's better. Okay. And then we'll give him that line of fur here, just right there in the center. And remember I said that was a rough idea of his body shape, right? So, actually depends on the artist, on the director of the cartoons, how his torso is really shaped. These cartoons went on for a long time, and the characters evolved quite a bit, but I'm drawing the most common, the most recent still design of the character. So now let's give him a little attitude, right? We're gonna combine a couple different poses of Tom from the model sheets. So we've got this one leg that I'm gonna put down straight. And here, let's just give him his foot, which comes out right about here. Now the other one is going to be crossed in front. So we're going to make sure that we want to make sure that we keep them in proportion, right? So if the knee comes down there, then his shin shouldn't go beyond there. Okay. Excellent. And if his foot is that big, oh, that works. Perfect. I'm not afraid to use the eraser. As you can see, I used a little bit already. But there we go. Okay, so I've got the general idea down. Now I can throw down darker lines so that you can see them a little better. He has a change in fur color at his hands and feet. As you know, he's a gray cat with white feet and white hands. And I don't want to go down too far here because I've got to draw in this leg and this foot. So the Tom and Jerry cartoons were originally, I believe they were originally UA before they went to MGM. And MGM before they were sold to Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is the current owner of the license for these characters. But they certainly didn't have anything to do with the designing. That was all within Hanna-Barbera. Let's see. Okay. I'm just going to, while I'm doing this, while I'm cleaning things up, I'm just going to clean up this arm. And you'll notice I haven't started the other arm yet. Because I've got a little guy here that I've got to get in here. And I want to make sure he's in the right proportions. The size relevance to Tom and Jerry are extremely important to get right if you're going to draw them together. I have some beautiful original animation drawings of both characters, and they were done on different sheets. They were done on different planes, and they would not be very good for a size relation study because they were on very different spots within the scene. Here, okay, now that we've got that in, let's also remember he's a gray cat, but his belly is a lighter gray, and it comes down like this. And it just covers much of the front of the character. And then, let's give him his tail. I was always a big fan of Tom and Jerry growing up. Some of my favorite cartoons, one was, I think they called it Zoot Cat, where Tom was trying to impress a female cat, and Jerry was always in the way. And of course, she thought that Jerry was adorable, but Tom just wanted him out of the way. So Jerry would do what he could to be a foil for Tom's dating plans. Another one of my favorite cartoons of theirs was one where Jerry had a very tough look-alike cousin. And he had like this super strength for a mouse. And he would beat up on Tom. And he wore this derby hat and a big sweater. So that's how you could tell which character was which. But he couldn't stay there forever. So he gave Jerry his sweater and his hat, so that Jerry could just wear that around the house when he didn't want to be given a hard time by Tom. It was amazing. But my absolute favorite of the Tom and Jerry cartoons was one where Tom was squashed by a piano, and he made his way up to the pearly gates of heaven. There, St. Peter of Mice lets him know that that's not where he belongs, because of all the hard times that he's been given Jerry. And he's really suited to go to the other place. Unless, of course, he could get written proof that he apologized to Jerry for all of the shenanigans, and Jerry would sign the apology as an acceptance. So the whole cartoon, Jerry just does whatever he can to extort Tom. It was hysterical. So what are some of your favorite Tom and Jerry cartoons? I'd love to hear what you guys have to share in the comments. All right, before I draw Jerry, I'm going to fill in Tom's face. So what I do is down here, I'll throw in an oval, right about that size, just like that. That oval will work as his snout. So we're going to throw in a part of his snout there that will come up here so that we can draw in a smile later. But it will also anchor where his eyes go. So very lightly I'll throw in an oval there. On the other side, I will throw in an oval here. I use this like a mirror, right? So this will be the mirror opposite of this. But we're also going to do some foreshortening. So this is going to be a little smaller. And we give him his eyebrow here like that. We'll draw in another eyebrow nice and high right up here, just like this. The same color as his belly. We've got this lighter bit of fur right here, the top of the bridge of his nose. Just like that. 3 bumps. The middle one is the bigger one. Get these little smaller ones here. And now, let's throw in his nose, which, you know, that's going to be the center of the snout. We'll throw in an oval, and then we'll kind of come down into that little crease there. And speaking of that crease, that's where we're going to separate the snout. Give it a nice big curved arch, just like that. The other side we'll draw like this. And then we're going to give him some cheeks. Just like that. There's one there like that. The other one you won't see because it's behind the snout. Actually, let's make that nose a little bigger. We'll give him a nice big, wide open smile. His tongue will be that big. And then we're going to give him a lower lip. And then the bottom of his jaw will be shaped like this. Now that I have that, a couple tufts. I don't want that curve there. It's going to be rounded on that side. And then on this side, let's just darken in the fur inside his ear, and then we will give him those tufts that come down to that point on this side. Oh, that's Tom. That's it right there. He does have some hair at the top here. Nothing crazy, just some spikes up there like that. And then he has yellow eyes, a green iris, and of course the black pupil. And there you go. Then we've got 2 whiskers on either side. And now we're ready for Jerry. So Jerry, in size relation, he is 3/4 the height of one of Tom's heads. So if I figure out, there's the middle line, right? That's half. Quarter would be here. So there we go. There's his height. He is roughly 2 heads high. He's really 2.5. He's going to be puffing out his chest. So there's the action line. And while Tom and Jerry are in the same universe, their bodies are quite different. Jerry walks with big strides. Tom is always in trouble, so he is very insecure around the house. But he knows his job, and his job is to catch mice. So we're going to give him, he's a brown body and a lighter tan belly. And I'm just going to give him hands on his hips. Like that. We're going to give him his tail. And now let's throw in that head. So he's going to be looking at Tom. I'm going to arch it up like that. And let's give him that cheek shape. Just like that. Now, obviously, he's a mouse, so I've got to give him those rounded out ears. They are not circles. They're just oversized little ears with a little curly Q right in there. Just like that. This other side, it's just going to be a side angle of an ear. And now let's, because the model sheet has it here, I'm going to stick with it. We're going to make Tom obvious. We're going to make Jerry obvious that he's upset with Tom over something. So I'm going to give him some angry eyes there. And we're going to draw in his facial features very similar to Tom's. So we got the oval that I will break down and give him that little chocolate chip shaped nose. Of course, he's angry, so we're just going to have him kind of grimacing at Tom. Like so. Now we'll just emphasize those cheeks. Give him a couple whiskers on either side of his snout. And let's just clean this up just a little bit. And like Tom, he has some hair on his head, but you're only going to see a couple of them. Unless you're up close and personal, you're not going to see too much. That tail should be a little longer, just a little. Okay. And there you have it. I think those ears could be a little... Oh, that's better. Okay. Yep. All right. Guys, if you enjoy drawing videos like this, I've got some more for you right here in a playlist. Go on, click on, and let's draw some more. I want to thank you guys so much for drawing with me today. And until the next video, we will see you later.